This may sound a little different, but we just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge what is currently occurring around the world.
We want to state firmly and unequivocally that genocide is unacceptable. We stand with the people in Gaza, the Sudan, and Congo, as well as any other oppressed peoples in the world.
We have decided to show support by sharing both humanitarian aid organizations and resources regarding these current conflicts. History has shown us that we need to stand up and break the cycle of those that came before us and fight for those that cannot fight for themselves.
You can find the resources we are sharing both in our description and linked in any of our socials.
Hello, and welcome to the Thirsty Bitches podcast, where we talk about anything under the sun, from books, entertainment, self-help, and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Today we're here to talk about Barbie, finally.
I literally could cry.
As we said in our last episode, the SAG-AFTRA strike is also over, so now we can talk about media again. It's very exciting.
I just want to say, SAG-AFTRA, like, the people who were fighting the SAG-AFTRA, you got some cojones, because you were going up against Fran Drescher. She's the homie.
Well, not only that, they were also going up against...
I mean, like, everyone, but she's like, I'm in charge. And I'm like, whew. She's the nanny, and she's in charge.
But yeah, they got it. They got their deal finally. They officially ended the strike, so that means the WGA is no longer striking and SAG-AFTRA is no longer striking. So, yay!
It's a long
reunions.
Summer.
But we're very excited that we can now go back to talking about some of the other types of media that we love beyond books. So we're finally going to have a discussion about Barbie, because it was really fucking hard not to be a part of the discourse that was happening.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you guys, we scheduled out the episodes to like next year, and we scheduled them all out with none of this media in it, because we didn't know how long this was going to go.
Mm-hmm. And we were determined to stand in solidarity with...
Like, what a struggle that was. Coming up with different ideas, we're just like, I don't know what to talk about.
We figured it out, though. We did it.
We made it work.
We did.
And now we can kind of reevaluate.
So, but yay.
Now we get to talk about Barbie, but before we get into that, we're going to do our quenchful moments. And if you're new here, a quenchful moment is something happy or exciting that's happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. So to kick us off, Victoria just grabbed something. So I'm going to start with you. What is your quenchable moment?
So since I can't talk about the one cup that we both got, because I have some other cups that I can talk about. A really good friend of mine, her partner has a shop, and I've gotten a couple of things from her before, but I haven't gotten any cups before. And she came across a design that I really wanted, and then she couldn't get it, so she sent some other options. And I bought one of those. And it's Bluey.
I love Bluey.
It's all the children.
They are
it's
so
a Halloween
funny.
One.
I'm sorry, like as an adult, Bluey reminds me of my childhood, like of the shows that we had when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I fully intend to get a Muffin tattoo. I love Muffin. And when I was there, I was like, if you find any Muffin cups, like, please get that for me. Because I love Muffin. And she was like, I don't know who Muffin is. So I had to point out which one was Muffin. Because they don't watch Bluey. But, you know, that's okay. And then I also got this other cup because she was having a little clearance sale on her Halloween cups. So
that's cute.
Aww.
It's a little ghost cat. And then she also had some crystals that I got. So I got Hello Rocks. And she started making this sticker, and they gave me one for free because I was part of the OG gang that started saying this phrase. Scam today before it scams you.
Solid.
And, yeah. So, that's my quenchful moment. Some new cups.
We love new cups.
We do. We do.
I like cups. I don't know what to tell you.
There's nothing wrong with cups.
I have not bought any cups.
But you've been
recently.
given cups.
I will also say that my Finneas one that I showed you guys recently that my mom sent me from that restaurant broke
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
in the same spot the other one did.
No.
Yep. I'm sure. I think it's I think it's
Oh.
because it's they both happened on the drying rack.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm
Aw,
sad
that's
about it.
sad.
It's okay. Anyways,
Sorry, friend.
I have not bought any of my own cups recently. Now, if I am gifted something, I can't
That's a different
not use it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just send that back. That's just rude.
What am I? This is a gift.
Yeah. So this was originally going to be my quenchable moment, but Kiara beat me to the punch.
Katalyn's like, I need
Oh
one
my
now.
lord.
Well, those are cute. I really love them. I also love Bluey, so it makes sense. Anyways, Katalyn, did I jump the gun on this one?
You kind of did. You kind of did, yeah.
I didn't know.
That's
What is your
good thing
quenchable
we-
moment?
We'll
Okay,
get
but
there
also
later. We'll get there later.
that's like one piece of it, but I think like just the game you were at specifically is like such a great quenchable moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it
So-
helps that these episodes are back to back. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It does. It does. So Thursday. So my roommate and I wanted to see another Avs game, obviously, and we also wanted to see the Kraken.
Listen, you just wanted to see
because
Miles Wood.
of
You're welcome.
Vince Dunn.
My baby.
Yeah, so that's why. So we were gonna buy the tickets a while ago, and we never did. And then Thursday, we were like, "Are we gonna go tonight or not?" And at like 2:00 in the afternoon, she sends me a chat because we're at work and we Google chat each other, and she's like, "Do it." And I was like, "Okay, bet." The game started at 7, so like 5 hours before.
Yeah.
The seats were row 3 on
Now
the
we know
Kraken
better.
side of the ice. What? Well, yes, this one I knew where it was gonna be. Anyways, so we were 3 rows back. Hold on. So like this was our general view of the ice.
Such a good
It
view.
was great. The lady for our section was really sweet. Everyone else, people were walking in, they were assholes, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." She's like, "Thank you for waiting." We're like, "Of course." And then she's like, "Watch out for pucks," and we were both like, "Oh fuck, we forgot about that part."
Yeah, the section that you were in specifically, that's where pucks fly over the boards all the time.
A couple close calls. I did get, I'll have to send you the pictures, but I got this wonderful picture of Miles.
If you don't know, Miles was originally on the Devils, and he is from an area in Massachusetts that my aunt lives in, and my aunt like knows his family, and so like I'm a big Miles Wood fan because I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
does anyone want to like hook us up?
I also got this
So
really good
cute.
photo of Vince Dunn.
Donor, baby, look
Yeah.
how cute he is.
And then, so unfortunately, the Avs did lose in the last 30 seconds of the game.
Oh,
to the Kraken.
it
It was so close.
I would also like to point out that the Avs also lost to the Kraken during the playoffs this
Yes, they
year.
did. Yes, but they play again tomorrow, so you bet your ass I will be watching that game. They play in Seattle, Kira.
I know.
Anyways.
Listen, I'm waiting to get more money, more income before I can go
know.
to a game. Emily and I want to go to a Seattle Kraken Kings game.
Yeah. But the best part of the whole thing is we finally got a fight at one of the games.
Yes!
And it was with Dunn and one of our players.
Of course it was.
It was so good because we could see the Kraken bench from our seat, and it was in front of the Kraken bench, so we had like perfect view of the fight. It was so good.
I love a good fight.
So yeah, I spent, and like the tickets, like each ticket was only $150 for that close. So like,
that's not bad, especially coming out of a playoff. Like they won 2 years ago, so that's like really cheap for them. Usually,
yes,
like
and I think
the Kings won. The Kings have 2 Stanley Cups. They won 2013 and 2015. So we're talking 10 years ago.
Mhm.
and their ticket prices have not dropped that low since then.
Oh, yeah. I think it was just because it was the day of and they were wanting
Yeah.
to get rid of the tickets. But yeah, so that was a comfortable moment. Made eye contact with Vince Dunn a couple times. It
Ugh,
was great. It was so great.
listen, that man.
Anyways, so I'll send you the Miles Wood content that I've been
Thank
holding on to.
you.
If you guys are enjoying this conversation with Kiara and Katalyn, keep an eye out. We are going to be doing a Hockey Girlies episode. So
You're welcome.
Anyways, Kira, what's your quenchable moment?
My quenchable moment is what I'm wearing right now. I got the 1989 cardigan that
Hell
came out
yeah.
with the new album that just released. 1989 was my favorite album by Taylor Swift. It came
Hell
out
yeah.
when I was 19, I want to say. Very pinnacle moment in my life. So it
Mhm.
holds like a lot of nostalgia for me. So this new album coming out, it was really important to me. So of course I wanted the cardigan, and I sent it to my mom. So shout out to mom.
Lord.
But it's really cute. Emily says that it's too preppy for my style, but whatever.
You're comfy. That's all
It's
that
comfy,
matters.
it's cute. I got this cute white bodysuit, like a long sleeve bodysuit to like wear with it because I didn't have anything white to wear under it that I could wear during the winter. So
Mhm.
yeah,
As long as you're happy.
it's got birds on the
Yeah.
back. And it says 1989 right here.
I
So
don't know any stuff from that album.
I love it. The vault tracks,
The ball tracks are
so
so good.
good.
So good.
So good.
So
Sure.
I have listened to it nonstop. Like I've just been in
Yeah.
that mood.
Yeah.
If you guys have not gathered by now, I am not a Taylor Swift girl.
We know. It's okay.
It's okay. We still love you.
Oh God.
That's my
Anyways.
favorite moment. And I feel like it segues so perfectly because there was a lot happening
It
this
does.
summer that just leaned into girlhood. Taylor Swift and her friendship bracelets and Barbie.
Mhm.
Barbie.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the Barbie movie. So I think we as a collective were obviously excited about it just as in general. But I think and the trailers were like this purposefully, but they were misleading because at least I was under the impression that it was going to be like not very serious.
I thought it was gonna be like a
Which
live
there are
action
moments.
like Barbie movie. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I
and
was like, I'm not.
I love those movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was like, I'm not gonna see that because no.
I was like, am I
And
gonna
like
get a live action Bibble right now? Is this what's about to happen?
but there were obviously moments that were deeply unserious. But then there were
Mhm.
moments that were very serious. And I think honestly the signal for most of us should have been the fact that Greta Gerwig was
Yeah.
directing
I
this.
think it was balanced so beautifully between everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a really great movie. I think just seeing the journey of Barbie herself being disillusioned with how the real world works is something that we as women all go through. I think the humor was appropriate because it was kind of like growing up where your humor is very childish to start out
Mhm.
and it's very goofy and very silly and then you get to adulthood and you're like, wow, I'm gonna go take a nap on the highway.
Yeah.
So I just think overall it was really good. Was not expecting to cry at any point.
I bawled like a fucking baby.
I
Like
didn't cry.
because I saw it a bit later than everyone else. I waited until I went home so I could see it with my mom. And so I had known people in my life who had gone and they cried. And I'm just like, oh
Mhm.
shit. Like, I need to prepare myself. And I was like waiting and I'm like waiting and waiting and it's like not happening. And I'm just like, where's everyone crying?
The end.
It was the moment when she said, our mothers stand still so that we can look back and see how far we've come. I looked at my mom and I was a fucking mess and she was a mess and I'm like, oh my god. And all I could think about was like my nan and then like my great grandmas and everything. Like I was just thinking about them and like everything that they had been through. And it just like builds up to like this monumentous moment. Like, yes, especially these past, when I saw this movie, I was in one of like the worst times of my life. Like, had a really hard time this summer, as you guys know. And like it just made me like reevaluate, like I'm dealing with so much, but I'm able to have these problems and to still be okay because of everything that my mom has done and everything that my grandmothers have done and everything that their mothers have done. So it's just like this monumentous building of just like, there's all of these women in me. And it's just like, oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. It just caused a lot of existential crises, I think.
When I was crying a fuck ton before I even saw this movie too. Like I was already like dealing with like my internal child up until that point. Like over the summer, I was like really just like focused on like healing her and my inner teen. So I was already an emotional wreck. And I really think that Barbie just like really helped me center that person in me, because I'm like, when they're like, visualize yourself like as like your inner child, and I was having such a hard time doing that. And then I went and saw this movie and I knew like I could see her, and it was Kiara at her 5th birthday party. We went to Chuck E. Cheese that day, but I was in these bright pink pants and I had a long white shirt on that was Barbie themed. It had like little pink ruffles, and I had a little hair tie that had Barbie on it. And I was just so excited because I was having a Barbie themed birthday. And we have a picture of me standing in my kitchen, Katalyn, like, my, like in my kitchen up against my garage door. And I am cheesing so hard. And I could still, like, I have a picture of it and I could still see the innocence in my eyes in that moment. And after this movie, I found the photo and I'm looking at her. I'm like, this is her. Like, this is my inner child. And I'm like, where did this like disconnect happen? And it happened like between that and like 5 years old and 8 years old is when like, reality hit me. And so Barbie just like really just centered who I was and like helped me like speak to that moment of my life.
Yeah. This was definitely, I talked to Nina about this after we had both seen it, and she had said that this was a love letter to women, which I agree with.
Yes.
But it also showcases how patriarchy hurts everyone. It doesn't just hurt women, it also hurts men.
I will say it was funny how they did it. Specifically, like the one that comes to mind is not just the horses, because that was
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
I was like Mojo Dojo Casa House.
It was when Sasha and her mom were like leaving in the car, and Alan pops up because he wants to leave with them. And he was like, once they realize how to build outwards and not up with those bricks, we're doomed. And it's just like the men just like stacking bricks, and I'm like, this is like so pinnacle men. Like this right here this is it.
Well, I mean, just like with Ken specifically, with Ryan Gosling's Ken,
He did so good.
You can see how you can just see the toxic masculinity forming in him, like him walking around with that ugly fucking fur jacket, those stupid sunglasses, like sliding down that Humvee. Like you can just see it happening
The
in
way
real
that
time.
they like they were calling it brewskis, and
oh my god, and the Godfather thing, talking about like, well, ask him to explain it to you guys. I'd love to be able to explain it.
Like, oh my god, is this the Godfather? This is like the Godfather. Have you ever seen it? No, tell me about it. Like, just so funny. And like the way that they helped women, like the Barbies, like come back to who they were. And it's like, you have to do this, but you can't do it like this. You have to do it like this. And it's just like,
oh, that speech was everything.
The list is endless for women.
Yeah. That speech was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I also really liked seeing Sasha's transition from being kind of an asshole to being like, oh.
But you could like see like even that, like at that age, like in middle school, like the internalized misogyny like that we deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
For
with
her
the
to
way
be
that
like,
she
we
reacts to
hate
Barbie.
Barbie, like Barbie is so gross, and it's like we got to this point in our lives where we stopped liking Barbie because we were told, like, one, we're too old to like Barbie. Two,
Mm-hmm.
like that is like
A
childish,
child.
and you're a woman and you like
Mhm.
Barbie, like that's so gross. Like Barbie is
Yeah, but it was also the issue of like having one definition of what a woman could be.
yes.
Like a woman can't be a homemaker. A woman has to be strong, and she has to be a high-powered attorney or a doctor or this or that. And it's just been reiterating this idea of women have to be one thing when women are all things.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And you can be the girly girl and love pink and be flouncy and fun. Or you can be the homemaker. You can be the stay-at-home parent. You can be the billionaire. You can be all of those things. Like
Mm-hmm.
look at Legally Blonde.
Well, like it's hard.
Elwood's was not change. Elwood's was not changing for nothing. She went to her first day in Congress in a pink ass suit, and that's what she was, and that's who she's always gonna be. And again, Barbie's just it showcased that same thing. Like she's girly, she's fun, she's gonna dress the way that she wants to dress,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's okay.
And I love it. And I really think I loved just like that we all collectively decided, like, without actually saying anything, that we were just all going to dress in pink. Like we all like were
Mhm.
like, so this is happening. Like no one
Mm-hmm,
decided it. It just was like that. It's like,
mm-hmm.
no, I have to wear pink to this because it's Barbie. Like,
Yeah.
how could I
Yeah.
not?
Oh no.
Well,
Like
that's I
we.
didn't.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything like pink. It's like a heathered maroon that's like light colored,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because it's a shirt I made that says "You're never alone when you have when you have demons." I'm like, it's rose gold though, so that's
It
all I got. That's what
counts.
I'm wearing.
I literally went to Target with my mom, and I didn't have, because I didn't have anything pink, and like
Mm-hmm.
I went and I got like this really cute pink outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I had just gotten my little two-piece pink set, but I was taking my sister with me to see the movie, so we had to go out the day before to find her something pink, and we found her a
Mhm.
cute little outfit. But yeah,
Well,
it was just like an unspoken, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And this is the thing
yeah.
that like this is going to be a bit of a rant. This is the thing that kind of drives me wild about women is we can have like an unspoken agreement about something like this, but we can't like organize our shit to like do other things. Like some women, yes, absolutely. Um, but it's just like if we could all get on the same page like we did with the pink outfits,
Yeah. I also
we
loved
could
how
do
like
so many things.
another part of the aspect of that was like everyone was just walking around, specifically like our generation. Like we were walking
Mhm.
around and we were just, hi Barbie, hi Ken, hi Barbie,
Mhm.
hi Ken. Like it was just,
Yep.
we just did it. Like it was just who we were.
Mhm.
And I loved it. There was, oh my God, but there was a video, and you guys can, like, if you're friends with me on my TikTok, you can see it because I'm private right now on TikTok. But there was a video of this woman who was trying to take a picture of herself, and this dad asked if she could take a picture of him with his daughter. I
Mhm.
lost my shit. I
I
was a
remember you
fucking
talking about
wreck,
that.
and I'm like, she has a really good dad. And like she
Mhm.
deserves, like we all deserve to have good dads. But unfortunately for our generation specifically, like I think that these things go hand in hand. Is that we, again, this is a love letter to women from Greta Gerwig, and like about Barbie. We have Barbie, but we didn't have like great dads.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so like we had to have something to kind of like show us this guidance. And I feel like Barbie is like really being like, you don't need to have the men in your life to like do
Mhm.
this for you, because you can do it for yourself. But I lost my shit. I'm just like, she has a really good dad. She has a really
Yeah.
good dad.
Well, I think that that also plays into why Barbie was disillusioned with Ken because her person wasn't about men. She
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
Barbie can do this on her own. She's a strong, competent, independent woman. Um, which is why it's hysterical to me that she has a husband who's not just her husband, but is also like apparently a very loving husband. And he had like two lines in the movie, and they were both in Spanish, and that was the only thing
He's
that he
just trying to learn Spanish.
That's
he's
all I
just trying
love
to
to
be supportive
do.
where he
He
can be.
got a couple more lines at the end there when they went to the gynecologist. I just
Oh,
love how
that's
we
right.
all
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
like collectively. I will say, I obviously like I haven't talked to anyone.
Until we saw him,
We
were
all
like,
thought
oh,
it was like a
shit.
job interview.
Mhm.
No, she was going to
Yeah.
the gynecologist.
It was a cute little callback to I don't have a vagina and he doesn't have a penis.
Now you do.
Um,
Welcome to womanhood.
but yeah, God, it just and it was so hard not to participate in the discourse because there were so many men that were just so mad. They're like, "This is a bad movie. It's not any good." Blah blah blah. I don't understand. Yeah, you're not going to understand because you're a fucking man.
I just think it's so funny
Mhm.
because it's so like the juxtaposition of Barbie coming out the same day as Oppenheimer and just like how different they
Mm-hmm.
were
Yep.
and how what they did for like the economy and like movies and stuff. Like Barbie blew it out of the fucking water.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
will say though, if Barbie had not been out at the same time as Oppenheimer would not have gotten the
No,
hype that it did.
they
No.
rode the coattails of Barbie. They didn't put out
They
any,
Yeah.
they
sure
didn't
did.
do any sort of because Barbie was like, yeah, here's all of our promo for it. Oppenheimer really didn't do any promo, but as a collective, again, our generation was like Barbieheimer. Like we did it for them. We're
Barbenheimer.
just like Barbieheimer.
I mean, shit, there was a we did like a spirit week the week
Mm-hmm.
before Halloween, and one of the days was Barbie versus Oppenheimer, and it was in October.
Yeah. So like
It was
it's
great.
like that.
I stole my roommate's I Am Knuff sweatshirt that she made, so
Oh my god. The merch from the movie too. See, that was something that I was seeing going around too, is people making like schedules for the day. They're like, okay, we're gonna get up, have a cute little breakfast, go and see Oppenheimer. And we're gonna go have brunch and drinks and recover and then go and see Barbie. And then we're gonna go out to the club. And I was like, see, doing the damn thing.
Mhm.
yeah.
Just subconsciously everyone, like you said, decided that this was the thing
It
and
was
it
just like
happened.
the decision. But I also want to like touch on again, like the men out here making it about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw it really bad on TikTok. You know, I mentioned this
Mm-hmm.
in the last episode. Like they wanted a piece of it for themselves, and like this movie was not for you. I'm so sorry,
No.
so sorry, but this was for us. It will always
Yeah.
be for us. Barbie will always be ours. You can fuck off.
And here's the thing. The men that get it, get it.
They
And the
get
men that
it.
don't.
I'm sorry, the men that get it, they are the Allens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The men that don't get it are the Kens. And you do not deserve to have a fucking TikTok trend to make this about you.
Mm-mm. You are not showing that you're Knuff.
You are not Knuff.
You're still
So
living
sorry.
in Mojo Dojo Casa house with your multiple pairs of sunglasses. Also, speaking of that and Ryan Gosling, seeing the like behind the scenes and blooper stuff coming out, I don't know how any of them made it through this movie
Did you see
without constantly laughing.
Sim and Lou, he like posted that video of them doing the background vocals.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm like,
And
that
they're all
was
like in their own
so
little
funny.
power ballad. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like the discourse with the guys that are angry about this, you're never going to understand. Or it actually you could understand if you wanted to. You're choosing not to understand.
You're
That
choosing to
takes
be
some
ignorant
learning and
about the
some growth.
situation.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Maybe one day. I've seen as the generations have gone on, most guys are willing to learn. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get there one day. I want to touch on some of the really funny moments because beyond being very emotional and
You
in
mean Will
depth.
Ferrell?
Okay, so normally I'm not a Will Ferrell fan
He
either.
did so good in this one.
He did really good.
He did such a good job. He's like, I'm wearing a pink tie. My mom's a
Yeah.
woman. The dude who was like, well, I'm in the low position. Does that make me like a woman?
No.
And I'm like, I just love how they slipped that in, like his position in the company and how that could
Mhm.
equate to being a woman. And it's like, that is like so fucking true.
Yes.
Painfully.
Absolutely. But I liked the like in the very beginning when they're at the dance party and she's like, "You guys ever think of dying?"
And I'm like, all the time.
Like every day. I think that happened, and like roommate and I both looked at each other like, oof. Yep, not wrong.
Like, oh yeah.
Relatable. And then it immediately goes into her next day, and it's just like not good. Like her toast is burnt, her shower is cold.
Yeah.
Also, excellent job to Margot Robbie for all of that pantomiming. Like, I'm sure that could not have been easy.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently she had a big role, like, because she obviously was also part of, like, she was the producer, I think.
Yeah, it's her production company that made it.
Yeah. So she played a really big role in, like, she's like, I really wanted the set to look like, I wanted the fake pool, like, I wanted it all. And I'm like, I love this so much. She wanted all the houses to be open like that because that's how they are when we have our houses. They're open so we can see inside.
Yeah. Or like how she floats down, because when you're playing with your Barbie, you don't have her like walk downstairs.
Yes.
You just
Yeah.
Yep.
All of the subtle touches like that are great. Weird Barbie. Everyone had a weird Barbie.
We all have a weird Barbie. Yes.
Kate McKinnon is weird Barbie. Ace choice.
It was
perfect.
That was the choice.
I love that they just had so many unique women on to play different characters. Like, it was incredible.
Yeah. And I also love that they brought in Barbies that Mattel like tried to quietly like get rid of, like pregnant Barbie.
Midge.
Their accidental gay Barbie.
Yes.
It's little touches like that, or like with Sasha and her friends, that their names being the names of the Bratz dolls.
Yes. And they
I'm
sorry, but they did in that scene, they looked like Bratz dolls.
Yes. 100%.
There was the four of them. And when that came up, I'm like, where are the Mycene dolls? Let's bring them all in. Come on. Polly Pocket.
Oh my god.
Man, you're really digging deep.
In so long.
I loved all of them.
Oh yeah, I had so many Polly Pockets. Both the like little like miniature ones and like the ones with the rubber clothes.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, those little like snippets here and there were a lot of fun, and it was weird. It was deeply weird, and I think that's so representative of millennial culture because we're real fucking weird. We're a weird generation. We're so fucked in the head. Like, we have to have an outlet, and this is one of those outlets.
Yep.
Because, like, who else but a millennial would think to make something like this?
Very true.
I love, like, how, like, even, like, the subtle things, like, when you listen to the soundtrack, Pink by Lizzo, it doesn't have that second verse of Pink. Where it's P, panic, I'm scared, and K, death! Like, I think it's just, like, just those little things. Like, even Margot Robbie's, like, attire as the film progresses, like, it's coming down from being, like, this, she is, like, Barbie.
Yeah.
She's a woman and she doesn't know where she fits in society, and I think that's so just like representative of like us. Like, we're, you two are both in your 30s. I'm getting close to being in my 30s, and I'm still just like, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I fit in. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, no fucking idea.
Yeah, that is valid to see the juxtaposition of the outfit that we meet her in versus the one that we see her leave Barbie Land in, that yellow floral dress, and like how subtle it is. Because again, that's like the same thing with the transition from girlhood to
her
being
hair
a woman.
Her hair goes from being like full to being very like
because I have distinct memories of like one of the first time that I dressed myself. I wore these white cowgirl boots with fringe on the back of them.
Love them.
And like this crazy ankle length skirt, crazy shirt. I looked like a mess, but I was happy. And I was dressed like so obnoxiously as a child, but as an adult, like it's toned down, which I really love now that that's changing for women, and women are like dressing how they feel and how they want.
And I want to touch on that because I specifically with me, I've been noticing that too. And you brought up your memory of how you dress, like one of your first memories of dressing yourself, and that brought up a memory for me where we had crazy hair day. I think it was in like first grade. We did crazy hair day at school, and my mom, she did like these side space buns with like braids. They're wrapped in like a ball. Then she sprayed it pink, and I have a picture of it. I looked so cute, but I went to school, and these boys made fun of me, and so I took the space buns out like early in the day, and I remember this like so vividly. Like I was so upset. And I feel like that moment right there, it really just shows like what we go through, like what we went through as kids to why we stopped dressing and acting that way. And like now you guys know I love doing space buns. I love my cute little braided space buns. I love dressing the way I want no matter what it looks like. Um just to see us as a generation like kind of falling back into like our girlhood has just been so inspiring and beautiful. That we're just like, fuck men, fuck what you think. We want to uplift each other. Like we are girls. Like we've had the friendship bracelets this summer. We had Taylor Swift. We had girl math. We had girl dinner. Like we really leaned into being not just women but girls. Like because that's who we are. Like we are reclaiming that word because it has been used so derogatory towards us for so long. And we're like, yeah, we are girls and we're fucking strong and are capable of anything. If anything, we're capable of more things than you are because you can't get your head out of your fucking ass. And everyone's like, well, and we all know, like, as girls, we had to grow up so much quicker than boys did because, well, boys will be boys and this is just how things are. And, like, oh, if they're being mean to you and they're picking on you, it means they like you. And it's just like, no, like, that should not be the standard.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's just that also plays into like really poor parenting. Like just because they're boys doesn't mean that they don't need emotional support. That they
and
don't
like
need to be raised to be emotionally well developed people. Because now it's just a whole generation of very stunted men.
and I just want to like touch on like that for like in Barbie before she goes to the real world, before it's just after the party and Ken goes in for a kiss and he like wants to come over and she says no and nothing happens and guys are like they just don't understand like why women are just like this is like this is all we want is to be able to say no. Just that no explanation, just be able to say no and for it to be okay, not to have to worry about our safety.
Yeah. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that she was able to admit that she was wrong for her mistreatment of Ken and playing into his emotional abandonment.
Yes.
Because that's what spurred the whole issue. Because again, this comes back to the parent your boys better. They also have the same needs that little girls do. Boys are not easier to raise. I hate hearing that phrase. Boys are not easier to raise. It's just that you know that you can neglect them more.
Yes.
So raise better boys. Be better parents.
Be better parents.
We've seen more people learn this.
But also don't be iPad parents. Like don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah. So.
That also stunts people's growth. Just gonna put that out there. Yeah. As a camp counselor, as someone who works with kids.
Oh my god, yeah. It's you know it's bad when your child can't go for at least 5 minutes without a device in their hands.
Yeah.
Like that's...
But this movie was just like it changed, I think, just how women walk in the world. And I think we need more of that.
Yeah. Hopefully we see more women-led, women-based projects, which there are some coming out. So we're seeing more and more of that change come over. And hopefully, men will take the time to actually learn about why we talk about things the way that we do. Because it gets to a certain point where we can only do so much. And we need that support just as much as they need the support from us.
Yeah.
So But yeah, Barbie, fun, insightful, emotional. It was a lot of things for a lot of people. It was just a really great movie, and I'm really glad that we got to see something like that in our lifetime, especially in the younger end of our lifetime.
Yeah.
And that we're seeing it shape
And I
how
love,
people are one
I
another.
really loved, again, I'm going to touch on just seeing young girls get to have this and knowing that they are going to have a better experience growing up than we did, because us as grown women at this point refuse to let it happen again and refuse to let society treat us the way that they did when we were young.
Breaking the cycle.
We're
Yeah.
breaking the cycle in so many ways, like, you know, generationally, like with our own families, but also just like societally. Like we're seeing Jessica Simpson on these magazine covers being told that she was fat when she was like gorgeous.
She was like
Absolutely.
a size 6.
She was tiny still. And so like for us to be like, no, like we're not gonna let you guys do that again. But I will say, to any young people listening to this, you can pry my high-waisted jeans out of my cold dead hands. If you want to wear low rise, by all means,
Have fun.
Go for it.
Been there,
you
done
can.
that.
You know what? I will protect you from everything else except for that. If you want to take that plunge and see what low-rise jeans does to you and your self-esteem, by all means,
Have fun.
have at it.
Make sure your asshole's covered.
Make sure you're wearing proper underwear and it's not showing. Make sure you're shaving low enough, because sometimes the low-rise jeans will show a little bit of your pubic hair. Just gonna say that. Just gotta be careful.
Oh man, what a
These are
wild time that was.
tragic.
Gosh. Well, really quickly before we close out, is there one specific scene that you both really liked? Because I had one scene that I really loved, and it was very quick and very subtle.
I think the one that is just the funniest to me that stuck with me was when towards the end she goes and asks to like go on a date, and he's like, give me a second. He goes around the corner and he just goes, sublime.
Apparently they redid that scene
so
many times, and
because
I'm like,
and he'd say something different every time.
I'm like, I need these bloopers. Like, I need every single.
Oh, they're around.
They're there. I've seen them.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that one might be the one that sticks with me, which is so dumb, but like it made me laugh the hardest.
It was very random.
What's yours, Victoria?
Mine is actually when she's sitting at the bus stop and she looks over at the older woman. And
That was the time I cried, because that is Barbara. That is the Mattel's creator's daughter. That is who Barbie is named after.
But I was just like, I love the fact that they acknowledge that she's beautiful, because all women are beautiful.
She's like, I know it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, that is the confidence I want to walk in my life with.
Yeah.
That is.
So I just really love that moment.
That is in my top 3 scenes. It's that one. It is obviously the scene at the end where Ruth Mattel is taking her.
Take my hands.
Take my hands. I literally made friendship bracelets, and I wanted to give it to a trio at our show. And one says, take my hands, close your eyes, now feel. And I wanted to give it to a trio of girls. They had like that together. But I would say I can make them. I still have my beads. If you guys want them, I can make them.
Sure. I don't have anything.
I would say this. So those are both like very emotional ones, but this one is probably like, this one's so funny to me. And it's when she goes to Weird Barbie and she holds up the Birkenstock and the heel. And I'm like, oh, it's me. But she was like, that one, I want that one. And Weird Barbie's like, no, you can't have this one. You have to choose the Birkenstock. And I'm like, God, this is so accurate.
Oh my Lord.
That scene was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so good.
Again, it was just really great as we're
Honorable
Barbie.
mention. Honorable mention is when they are leaving Barbie Land, and the way, again, like how they made it, like you said, with like how we float our Barbies down, the
Mm-hmm.
car flip.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
what
yes.
it flips like you do it with you when you were flipping your car. I just it was just done so well, and like how like the space, like the spaceship was like bobbing like you would with like your own planes and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. God, just so
Mm-hmm.
well done.
Yeah, it was all very well thought out. But yeah, make sure you guys let us know what your thoughts were on the Barbie movie. I'd love to see what some of your guys' favorite scenes from the movie were and how it made you feel as a person. Did you cry? Did you laugh? Did you do everything? Let us know. You can hit us up on any platform that we stream on. You can also hit us up on our socials. We have those listed in our description box. Or you can message us in the Discord server. We'd love to talk to you all about it. But for now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. This one's short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't let anyone put you in a box, not even Will Ferrell.
How long have you been holding on to that one, Kira?
God. I've been like waiting for us to talk about it.
That's amazing.
Oh
Just like how
gosh.
she slips
Love
her
it.
hands out of those, like, she's like, wait, I'm gonna go make my hair look nice.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all new episodes. Be sure to subscribe and follow our socials listed in the description. Make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across platforms. Have a lovely day. And remember, stay thirsty, bitches.